Lovely morning to everyone. Welcome back to the pre-market outlook discussion for the final day of this particular June month's first week. With most number of learnings and plenty of activities and the behavioral updates that and all gatherly drove the markets to till this week, and today it is going to be also an important movement based and the decision based one for the Nifty and Sensex. This is 5th of June 2026. Based on the key dates we have already discussed, the 21st May, 29th May, 1st of June, and the Wednesday's one, that was 4th of, that means the 3rd of June. So in all the way, the markets high and low, what we have predicted in advance and how it has acted and all, rest of the things and all, based on the history, one can aware or no. So based on the Wednesdays, the recent occurrence was Wednesday's one. Based on the Wednesday's high and low, the markets still holds the support of that particular Wednesday as well as the 1st of June's one. So which has almost taken an attempt to bounce back. But the thing was, as we have discussed in yesterday's session too, it could not sustain or it could not even face the sell-off when and all it is approaching the resistance point. There it is, of course, getting attracted by the selling volume or selling activities, that too based on the fresh short buildup and on accumulation basis too. So this behavior is not allowing to move above the previous day's high. For an instance, since Wednesday, if you look back the chart of the Nifty or Sensex, it could not move or it could not close above the high. So for the recent 2 days, it was the record on the chart for the behavior. And when compared to the pre-Wednesday sessions as well, from Monday to Tuesday, the Wednesday's high was not even touched the Tuesday and Monday's one as a high. So this is what the behavior. The lower highs and the lower low formation yet persist on the charts. That will be a crucial one to decide whether the trend is likely to turn bearish or it may be getting escaped from the formation through the way of any bigger gap up that may be happening next week. But it is very soon to discuss about that gap up opening on the markets, because we are having very limited data or analysis based on the current behavior, and which is required to 1 or 2 sessions to decide on it. So we just think about that gap up opening and all later. For the day, how it can be like, we can discuss. Since the market almost based on the behavior and based on the formation structure, it has now met the point of pivotal way of decision making. That means the crossroads the markets are currently standing. Where to move, which direction to take, and all may be decided based on today's activities. So that's the important behavior-based outcome one can see from today's market movements. So as mentioned in the phrase column, the markets at a crossroads. The Nifty is at an inflection point. One strong trigger could break this, the recent lower low and the lower high kind of formation. That is what called and termed here as a stalemate. decisively may happen or may be seen based on the strong trigger that was only expected as and pronounced as here in today's session that a gap up opening, but for that, no confirmation yet. Until it is happening, the range-bound volatile trend may be expected to drive the markets with a high caution, particularly when it is attempting to break or near the high of previous day's one. Along with that, today's outcome from the RBI's monetary policy meet, very crucial meet it is going to be. Based on the rupee's depreciation, forex reserves increase, the gap between trade deficit and current account deficits, along with it, the current ongoing economic and geopolitical concerns because of the US, Israel, and Iran war, which had highly impacted the energy prices, particularly those who are dependent on the crude oil, like India, and pushing the inflation pressure higher to spike in near future. That and all not able to avoid, and it should be the compulsory facing consequences because of these crude oil price actions that will hardly going to hurt the Indian economy, like the who are all depending higher on the import for the crude oils. Because of that, the rupee is drastically depreciating. If the situation persists continuously for at least the next 2 to 4 weeks mean, we can expect a very serious issues in terms of energy consumption and energy utilization. And that may even impact till every individual household or family. So that may be happening if the concerns and all what currently ongoing, if not getting settled within 1 or 2 weeks, the things may be getting impacted for the next 2 months or 3 months even. So that is also based on the economic and geopolitical oriented analysis we have done, and that may be happening if the things are not getting settled immediately. If it is so, we can expect, even as requested by our PM, the lockdown kind of actions also may be happen. For the tunnel, we have to wait and watch. So this is the thing what the economic based concerns we are actually having and the impact we will be facing. So if it is so, the energy oriented stocks will be in the hot spot to attract either way of buying and selling for the next few months. There is no doubt. And because of the higher crude oil spikes, there will be an impact in the demand of the vehicles, whether it is starting from the two-wheeler till the commercial vehicles, heavy vehicles. So the automobile industry will be in difficult situation going to be in the near future. If you are having higher positions on the automobile side, it may be prudent to reduce somewhat, at least partially. So coming to the today's discussion about markets behavior and activities, the opening trend would be on the cautious side, even though it is going to be a flat or a neutral one. Despite of the major Asian and other region like US and all having a negativity on their markets, our markets actually expected to open cautious because of the event outcome expected from the RBI side. So the RBI, if any rate actions done, based on that rate actions, the bank nifty starting with all other rate sensitive sectors followed by real estate, automobile, financial services, housing, finance companies. So in all the way, we can see the impact today. So that only we termed it as a even full day today, and the big moment volatility can be expected. It is, of course, those who are having safe trading tendency or safe trading strategies, maybe prudent to or better to wait till the outcomes and their impacts on the markets or stocks getting discounted. Until then, it is better to wait and watch. Those who want to take high risk based on the opportunities, that you can try after the outcome of the RBI's one around 10 a.m. it will be announced. Then based on that announcement, you can try to focus on the markets, which side you want to do. But for that also, the levels and the yesterday's high and low and the previous day's high and low will be acting and will be helping you to understand where the breakout really works or breakdown really impacts like. On the positional side also, as long as the Nifty is trading below 23,700, there will not be any chance for making a long or a bull side of market movements until it breaks the recent high as well as sustains at least for 2 sessions above that recent swings high. For the day, applying sell on rise will be a prudent one. But if the RBI's announcement favors economic oriented one with the rate actions, one can actually expect the positive movement on the markets too. For that, it would be better to apply a sell on rise when it is really moving up. If not, in case if it is giving a dovish stance against the economy, the markets may feel the heat of selling. There you can see the breaks of support and all may be happening. For that, the 23,150 maximum, the round value of 23,100 may be treated as the support. That support should not get break, because if the 23,150 as the recent days final support the markets experienced or the Nifty experienced, that should not get broken. If it happens, 23,000 level as the psychological support may be easily get reached. So that can be noted out. And one more thing, if the Nifty could not sustain about 23,500, at least for 1 hour, means even though it is giving a break about 23,500 may not be a sustainable one, that can be get a signal from that kind of behavior. So it should sustain at least 1 hour, 1 full hour above the 23,500. If not, before that, any time frame it is giving the sustainability about 23,500 will not be enough for the markets to get the confirmation on the long side movement. So one can see the reversal or a downward drift again happening, and 23,400, 300 and even 150 till the markets may easily come down. So that's the strategy for the Nifty for the day. And we can see the sectors which are having a higher activities based on today's RBI's outcome as well as the existing markets condition. Starting with the bank and finance as the heavy weighted one. After that, IT, energy, telecom, consumer goods, pharmaceuticals. Because if anything's happening opposite to the markets or economic based announcements given by the RBI today, if anything is not working and a sell-off, if any occurs, there the pharmaceutical and FMCG sectors oriented stocks will be stepping into defending the fall. So that also can be in focus. On stocks front, based on the news, Aurobindo Pharma, Reliance Industries, CG Power and Industrial Solutions, Titan Company, HDFC Asset Management Company, Post Motors, Hitachi Energy, and National Aluminium are the core stocks one can list out and watch out for the day trading opportunities. Adopting a very strict stop loss without compromising, irrespective of the direction you are following, is strongly advised for you all. So that's it for the day in terms of market outlook based discussion. And there is a query falling on HCL Tech June future long position. Can I hold or not? Like the query fallen. For the HCL Tech, even though the profit booking happened day before yesterday, the yesterday session was somewhat immediate reaction for the profit booking happened and tried to bounce back. So in terms of HCL Tech's future value or future instrument, it would be better to maintain yesterday's low as support. Since your purchase rate is almost, when compared to the support what we are now discussing, 1160, it would be a bigger one for you. But anyhow, as long as it is trading above the yesterday's high, that is also 20 points difference from your purchase price. So that is the only way. It should not come down below the yesterday's high. If it is happening, the final support would be on yesterday's low, 1160. Until it is sustaining above this low of 1160, the chance for moving higher towards a 1212 and 1230 level may be on cards for the HCL Technologies. So that can be focused in that way. Ashok Leyland and yes, IDFC First Bank. See, for the Ashok Leyland, since the current global commodity situation is not favorable for the auto companies, and the current trend for the or behavior based one for the Ashok Leyland also not having any positivity, it should decisively break 148 and sustain above that point at least 2 days. Then only we can see the reversal. Otherwise, even though it is trying to bounce, it may attract the selling and try to break the 3rd June's, that means Wednesday's low of 142 even. So about to 4 points for that low to be broken. So that 4 points may be easily filled by the price actions of the Ashok Leyland. It would be concentrate on short side or buying the put side. Instead of you are having in any long positions, means it would be prudent to reduce the positions. Then the IDFC First Bank. So based on the RBI's outcome today, it may be in the way of attracting both sides of volume. But anyhow, currently the structure supports the positivity. But for that, it should actually break the yesterday's high as 72.77. If not, the probability to reach 71 may be happening on the chart within 11 o'clock itself. In case it breaks the yesterday's low based on the announcements given by RBI, there you can confirm that the market may support the IDFC First Bank to fall further towards 69 level even. So that's the clear strategy for IDFC. So it should be based on yesterday's high and low. So thanks for your queries. So we can now conclude today's sessions in the market is going to open shortly. We wish everyone to have a fruitful day today, and we'll be meeting again in the pre-market outlook discussion Monday. Have a happy weekend. Bye-bye.